Well, happy Saturday, Las Vegas. It's Monique Buchanan, the host of the Welcome Home with Monique show here on the great KUMB channel and Jazz and More. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate each and every one of you out there that support the show, listen to the show, and support me and my team on purchasing homes and selling them. So thank you so much. We've got a great show for you today. I have my trusty partner, Becky Coins, here with me. Hey, Becky, good morning.
Hey, Mo, how are you?
I'm doing amazing. We're doing amazing, aren't
yes,
we?
We are.
We are blessed and highly favored.
Absolutely.
So, you guys, the market, like always around this time, it's picking up, right, Becky? We're seeing spring come in. Typically, every year around this time, a lot of people will sit it out for the winter on buying homes, right? Because of holidays and things like that.
Yeah.
That's why I tell my buyers it's actually a good time to buy then because you have no competition, right?
Yes. The
you have your pick of the
coming
homes.
out.
Right. So now they're all starting to come out and we're starting to really see that with our buyers, right?
Yes. Very much so.
So just so you know, we're starting to see for the first time in good gracious, I can't remember how long it's been.
Quite a minute.
At least over a year and a half since I've seen multiple offers on homes.
It's happened to us multiple times lately.
Yeah, it has. Our last, about 4 or 5 clients have been seeing, getting beat out in some cases by, here we go, higher offers, right? Because here's the thing, guys. Vegas is still a hot commodity. The entire country, heck, the world wants a piece of the world's playground, and that's Las Vegas, Nevada, right?
That's not changing.
No. And who doesn't want a piece of this amazing city, right?
Yeah.
Especially with all the new things that are coming here to the city. So here's the thing, guys. Of course, it all, matters on what area of town you're looking. One of the hottest areas in town is the Southwest area, Mountains Edge, Summerlin. Of course, you have the Henderson area, Green Valley. That's super hot. A lot of parts over in the Northwest area, the new Northwest, are super hot as well. You've got Aliante, you've got Sky Canyon, Providence, right? So if you're looking in an area like the Southwest, right, Mountains Edge area, right? So if you're looking in that area and you're also looking at under 500,000, you're in a fight. You're going to be in a fight.
Oh, yeah.
So the idea of me or my team being able to get you what we have been getting all our clients for the last, year, which is 10, 12, and if your price, depending on your price point, 20 plus thousand towards your closing cost, that's going to be a lot harder if you're looking in those particular areas. And let's explain why. If I'm a seller in the Southwest area, I have a price point. I'm selling my property at a price point where somebody can actually afford that mortgage, even at a 6.25% rate. I'm going to have multiple offers. Especially if the house is good looking. If it's in good condition, don't have to go in there and paint. You don't have to really do too much. It's pretty much what we call turnkey.
Yeah, a lot of them have been.
A lot of them have been, right? So with that being said, if it's turnkey, now you've got a buyer that's like, listen, I know I was approved for $600,000, but I want my payment to stay at under $3,000. Right? That's going to make me comfortable. I can afford $2,800. I can afford $3,000. Well, now I know that I want to look at maybe $460,000, $465,000, right? And there's so many other buyers that are on the same, wavelength.
Yeah.
They're like, listen, I know I can afford more, but I'd rather buy my first house and have it affordable. Then I know I can rent that out in a couple years, pull some money out of it and buy another home, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking at today, guys. Yes, we can still get you closing cost. But if you're looking in the hottest area of Las Vegas, it might take a little while.
A little bit, yes.
And unfortunately, time is not our friend right now if you're looking to get the seller to pay some of your cost. So let's break that down, Becky. We have quite a few people that may be listening that are like, hey, what is she talking about cost? I thought you only had to put down payment down. I mean, there's people out there that, have never done this. Obviously, that's our specialty. We love to help first-time home buyers.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and talk about that.
A lot of people seem to think that they have to come down with a whole lot of money.
And that's one of the myths that we like to break up.
The 20%
Yes, because mom and dad, right? Mom and dad
Yeah.
back in the day, that's what they did. They had mattress money and they put their 20% down. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
Listen, dear, if you've got mattress money, let's make sure we season it in the bank
Right.
slowly, and then we'll go ahead and do that. But if you don't, that's okay. You do not have to have a lot of money to put down. You can put down as little as 3.5%, right? And that's if you're a first-time home buyer, which only means you have not purchased a home within the last
3 years.
3 years. Thank you. So if you have been a renter for the last 3 years, you only have to put down 3.5%, which is, if you're, let me give you an example. If you're buying a home at $450,000, when we say, hey, do you have your own down payment? If you have 401k with at least, I think it's what, half that you can take out of 401k typically.
Usually, I think so, yeah.
And also, as long as I've been doing this, they don't penalize you. Typically, they will not penalize you as long as you let them know that you're pulling this property out to buy a property
Yeah,
for
most
yourself.
401ks have that carve out there for purchase of a home.
There you go. I know that I even used it back in the day, and all I had to do was the next year when I did my taxes, I showed that I owned a home, and that was fine.
Yeah, my mom did the same thing.
Yeah, and a lot of our clients do the same thing. They take advantage of a lot of the casinos. They give you that 401k, so it's just sitting there. Well, guess what? I know somebody that's been at the casino for 20 years. They only have about $30,000 in their 401k over 20 years, right? So let me share this with you. If you pull out that money and invest in a property, let me share this with you. I personally walked away with over $200,000, right, from my purchase of my home, and that was in less than 7 years. You're not hurting yourself because you know it's not going to get penalized because obviously you're using it for a home. If you're just tuning in, this is Monique Buchanan and Becky Coins, and we are going over just Las Vegas's market in the home purchasing. Or if you're thinking about selling, we'll talk to you also about that. We're here to help you guys. We share this information with our community so that you can be abreast of what's going on in your Las Vegas community and surrounding areas. We service all of Las Vegas, Henderson, Summerlin, Mountains Edge. You name it, we're there. We're out there hitting the streets, and we have our, ear to the ground. We know what's going on in the real estate market here in our city, our beautiful Las Vegas. So if you need to sell your property, rent your property out, or buy a property, we are here to help, and we are humbly and thankfully, and I don't know where I'm going with this.
At your service.
At your service. There you go. Thank you, Becky. 702-984-3700. 702-984-3700. And yes, West Coast Wealthy Team would love to assist you.
Hey, Mo, I have a question.
Yes, what's your question?
So on these first-time home buyers, we already discussed that past 3 years. You just haven't had to own a property in the past 3 years. Is there any kind of credit requirements?
Yeah, so are you talking about the grant programs, the down payment assistance programs?
some of
All
the
right, great. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Because previously we were just talking about using your own 401k
Yes.
or having your own savings. And once again, if you're looking at buying a $450,000 house and you don't want to take advantage of the grant programs or the down payment assistance programs that we have, you can use your 401k or your savings, and you're looking at about $15,500 roughly, right? To put down your own down payment. So here's the thing. Whenever you use the down payment assistance programs, they come at a higher rate, okay? A little bit higher, not a lot, but it's a little bit more when you go to pay your monthly mortgage, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell people, if you have a 401k, if you have savings, it's better to go that route, because you're going to be able to secure a little bit less of your mortgage will be a little bit less per month, right? Yeah. Or waiting for the quote unquote crash that we've all been waiting on, which is not going to happen because people are sitting on money. So how could there be a crash if I have my house and I'm losing my house? Sorry, I got to get on a tangent. Why in the world would there be a crash when I could just sell my house and walk away with money?
Yes. Not going to happen.
Doesn't make sense.
No.
Make it make sense. So anyways, let's go on back. So yeah, so if you can secure your own down payment, great, let's do that. If not, we have a product here for you. And that's what Becky's touching on, the down payment assistance program. So Becky, what credit score does our down payment assistance program require, which will pay their entire down payment and a portion of their closing cost?
640.
That is not bad.
No, that is not.
So you only have to have a 640 credit score. You
No
have
800s required.
No, and see, people think that. They think their
Yes.
credit has to be. I have people that call and say, oh, my credit's not that good. I'm like, really? What's your credit? Oh, I don't know. Well, why do you think it's not that good? Let's look into it and find out, because a lot of them are surprised that they have 660, 675, 700 scores. And they're like, oh, I didn't
People
know
have been
that.
drilled all that social media. It's 800 or nothing. Everybody's
Yes.
got that 800 goal.
Yeah, exactly. But that, honey, you don't need that 800 to get this house and go ahead and start making
ma'am.
some money on your property.
That's right.
So you said it. So you only need 2 years on the job. Guys, it does not have to be one job the whole time. You can switch jobs. That's fine. But it does need to be 2 years on the
Steady
job.
employment.
Steady employment. There you go, Beck. So there you go. So you need 2 years on the job. You don't even have to be a first-time home buyer. We have a couple products that you don't even have to be. So you just can't own at the time. So in other words, if you own a property now and you let us list the property, we sell it, you could turn around and use the down payment assistance program to pay for the next house's down payment. So maybe you're not going to make that much money on the property when we sell it. You know what I mean? Maybe you already know it's going to be a wash. So now I want to move on to another property, but this one's going to be a wash. I'll go ahead and use one of Monique, her down payment assistant programs, right? So 640 credit score, 2 years on the job, and it's a statewide program, right? So it doesn't matter if they're listening in Reno right now.
Yeah.
This is a statewide program. And yes, once again, I can assist you in all 50 states. My team is all 50 states, you guys, in the United States, America. And guess what else? We are also in 24 countries. We have assisted clients that are moving to Colombia, right? We've assisted clients that were selling a house in Greece. So that is something, our reach is extremely far. So we are here to, once again, assist you. So let's talk about also the teachers program. So we've got the teachers program as well, and it's along the same guidelines of the 640 credit score, but the qualifying income has to be, you can't make any more than $165,000 a year. And then how much are they willing to give towards the down payment for that teachers program, Becky, towards their down payment?
$7,500.
Can they use that towards their closing costs too?
Yes. Down payment or closing costs.
So let me
Or both.
explain that to you guys real quick. Let's back it on up. Once again, when you buy a home, you do have your down payment. And if you have been renting for the last 3 years, guess what? You only have to put that 3.5% down. We're pretending that you're buying a house at $450,000. That means you need about $15,500 for your down payment. Now, there is another cost associated with purchasing a home. That's called your closing cost. That's what I've been talking about when me and Becky are talking about the market is, it's getting hotter, guys. We're not able to get these sellers to pay your closing costs. It's going to happen pretty soon here. Right now, the window's still open, but it's closing. That's why we're like yelling this from the hills, right?
Yes.
The down payment, we can get that paid all day long, dear. All day long with our grant programs, right? With our down payment assistant programs. We can do that all day. We've been doing that for years. But what's unique to this market is that for the last year and a half, 2 years, I have been able to secure not only the down payment, but I've been negotiating the closing costs, which is the second portion that's needed to purchase a home. That window is closing. So that is 3%. Okay. So let's use that same number again, the $450,000 purchase, but now you've got 3% that you need to pay towards your closing costs. Well, that's $13,500. Okay. So now you've got your $15,500 for your down payment, which we can get covered through a grant, or you can pull it out of your 401k, or if you have savings, right? But now you need an additional $13,500 for your closing costs. That's why I said I have been able to get $10,000, $12,000, depending on the purchase price and the area of town you're purchasing from the sellers. They are giving you a credit towards that $13,500, right? So the last 6-7 months, we have had clients buy homes with me negotiating the closing costs from the seller and them walking away with a home for less than $5,000 out of their pocket. Right, Becky?
Yes.
All day long. You know, you guys have heard Joe and Bibiana that were on.
Yeah.
They were past clients. They're also KUMV listeners. And I'm pretty sure they were one of the ones that walked away with their home with less than $5,000 out of their pocket.
Yeah.
And that's been happening all day long for the last, year and a half, 2 years. That's why I'm on the mic. Me and Becky are on the mic telling you guys our team wants to get you in a home for as little out of pocket as we possibly can, right? So if you're interested in purchasing a home, 702-984-3700, 702-984-3700. WelcomeHomeWithMonique.com is my website. And you can also email me if you're just not comfortable chit-chatting on the phone. No problem. You can always text, or you can email WelcomeHomeShow91.5 at Gmail. WelcomeHomeShow91.5 at Gmail, the YouTube channel, and that is Monique Buchanan Real Estate. Okay, I know a lot of you out there are saying, okay, well, that's great. I'm all for, people buying homes with the grant program or the down payment assistance. But Monique, I actually have my money ready to go. I know that I've been on my job for 2 years. I'm making great income. And you know what? I'm tired of renting. I'm tired of paying into somebody else's kids' future and their families, their wealth. I'm tired of creating wealth for somebody else's family. I've been blessed with a good job. I'm making great money. I want to start building money for my own family and leave a legacy for my own children, Monique. I would like to purchase a home, and I already have everything in place as far as my credit score. It's not the greatest, but maybe it's 660. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's over 640. It's good to go. And I definitely have the income. But these rates are so high. I know that the feds are saying that, they're going to lower. I know that they're going to lower. It's all over the place. They're going to come down. I know they will. But I'm just going to wait until these rates come down. And I am a little nervous that I will be jumping into this pool with everybody else because I know all my coworkers at work are also waiting for the rates to come down. So that does kind of scare me. But what should I do?
We have a program.
What program?
We have a 3-1 buy down program, Monique.
Well, my goodness, what in the world is a 3-1 buy down? So let's talk about that. Like Becky said, we have something for you as well. I actually use this exact program myself, and we put quite a few of my clients that did not use the down payment assistance, but were purchasing more on the higher end homes, right? 800, $1 million, or even 600, whatever. So let's just use 600,000 as a happy medium. So now you're looking at a purchase price of $600,000, okay? You've got your down payment. You're not worried about that, right? You've got your closing costs. You're not worried about that. Although I am still going to try to get you some closing costs. I'll probably try to get at least $20,000. and at this price point, because there's not a ton of buyers out there that can afford $600,000, I'm still getting, $15,000. $18,000 towards closing costs.
Sometimes by telling the sellers that we're trying to buy down our rate.
That's exactly right. So that's something that we do. We don't just send over offers. We actually converse, and that changes the game. That really does change the game when we converse with the listing agent and let them know, hey, listen, you're going to see me requesting $15,000 for my buyer, and this is why. Then I educate them on this program, and they, in turn, talk to their seller and say, this is why, and educate them. And guess what? We get the money.
Yep.
Communication is key, guys. So let me go ahead and educate you guys on what exactly this program that we have, Becky discussed, or brought up, I should say. So the buy down works like this. We negotiate it in the offer. We ask for that $15,000 in closing costs, right? Now, what happens is we get that money and we pay for what's called the buy down. So this is how it works. The 3-1 buy down simply means 3 years of lower payments while you wait for the rates to drop. It's basically making it cushion for you until the rates drop, and it's coming from the seller paying for that for you. So like the easiest way I like to say it is this. Pretend that the seller is standing outside your house. Well, hopefully not standing out there, but and every time it's time for you to make a mortgage payment for year 1, you walk outside and the seller gives you in fact, let me back it up. $3,500 would be your normal payment for a $600,000 purchase, right? That's how much your mortgage payment would be on average. So $3,500 is your mortgage payment. The seller's saying, hey, I'm going to stand outside in front of your house with that $15,000 that I gave you. And every month for the first year, walk outside, I'm going to give you $800 towards your mortgage, which means for the first year, year one, your mortgage will be $2,800. And if nothing happens within that year, because remember, there is no period that you have to wait to refinance. That's a myth. Okay? You don't have to wait. As soon as those rates drop, you can turn around and refinance. So let's break that myth up right now. So let's say that you get in your house, 4 months later, the rates drop. You went out there 4 times now to the previous owner, and he's giving you $800 towards your mortgage, which brought your mortgage to $2,800 for year one. But now, 4 months later, the rates drop. You refinance the house, right? And now your mortgage is already set 30 years fixed, and it's low like you wanted. And guess what? The previous owner still has $10,000 out there waiting on you. That goes towards your principal. Whatever is left when you refinance from that $15,000 that we negotiated for you, whatever is left in that pot gets put towards your principal. So you don't miss a penny. Let me just go ahead and say it straight. So I hope I don't confuse you guys. Year one, your payment will be $2,800. You'll get $800 on average, right? This is just an example. Year two, you will get $500 from the previous owner every month towards your mortgage, which means your mortgage will go up to $3,000. Now, year three, you'll only get $300 from him for that whole year, which makes your mortgage $3,200. Well, Monique, this sounds like one of those crazy arms. No, it's not. Because year 3 through 30, if you do not refinance within those 3 years, you will have the payment you would have had from day one, $3,500, and that will be fixed for the rest of the 30 years. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense to you. All right. So basically what's happening here is the previous owner is helping you out with the mortgage until you're able to refinance for 3 years, which, my goodness, if these rates don't come down in 3 years, I'm going to know something.
Yeah, no kidding.
So more than likely, they're going to come down within a year and a half. So let's say that you have half of the $15,000 left, $7,500 is left when you refinance your house. You get to put $7,500 towards your principal. So you don't miss a dime. So you guys, we have programs here to help you not have to wait till these rates come down. And we want you to utilize them because let me tell you, I don't know if you remember 2019, that's going to roll right on back around because we were standing outside in lines looking at homes.
Yeah.
California buyers were coming in here with cash, outbidding my clients.
Those insurance claims are going to be closing up soon out there. They're going to be headed here.
Absolutely. There's going to be a lot of tears for the people that unfortunately are waiting.
Yep.
We have a shortage of homes still.
For the good or the bad, like it or not.
Yeah, they're building, honey, but they can't build fast enough for the demand that is here in Las Vegas. The only reason that it's a little bit on pause now is because there's so many people sitting on their hands waiting for the rate, and then they're all jumping in at once. And it's going to be the exact same situation where we are video recording people literally waiting out in lines to see a house. And then my poor buyers are going, my goodness, I've got great credit, a great job. I've lived here my whole life. I never thought, I would not be able to buy a home because every time I put an offer in,
I'm getting beat out.
I got
beat out again. Got beat out again. Yeah.
People were waiving appraisals. People were waiving repairs. People were waiving all kinds of stuff and paying $30,000 over what the seller was asking. Why were they doing that? There were very few homes on the market. And that's what I'm trying to say, you guys. The writing's on the wall. And as your trusted realtor here, you hear me every year for the last 4 years. And I hope you know my heart by now. You know I'm a little crazy, but in a good way. But no, honestly, I see it coming again. And it's only going to hurt my buyers.
Yeah, there's all those reasons why they're waiting.
So listen, we're going to go ahead and pivot to the sellers. So he is selling his condominium, and it's a 2020. All right, it's Lennar condominium, right out there by Nevada State College, right off that last exit, going off the 95. So it's really, you've got mountain views out there in the 89002, or I should say 89002 area. We've got that listed. It's going to be going for $299,000 because there's about 6 other properties or so, and they're all priced well over that. Okay, we've got this price to sell. All right, so it's a 2-bedroom. Now it does have a 2-car garage attached to it. All right, so 2-car garage, you guys, attached to the townhome. It is 1111 square feet. I think I accidentally called it a condo. It's actually a townhome. So 1111 square feet. All right, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and you've got mountain views, gated. You've got the pool. You have a cabana. It has cabanas at the pool, right? Barbecue area. All right, so you can check that out. You can simply Google it and you'll be able to see the pictures. 965 Nevada State Drive is the address, and that is unit 24201. 24201. Address again, 965 Nevada State Drive. All right, he's leaving all the appliances. Like I said, it's gated. He even has a tankless water heater there. Do you know about the tankless hot water heaters?
Yes, I do.
So you don't have to sit there and wait.
On demand.
Yes, it's on demand. 2-car garage, you guys, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And yes, that is 1111 square feet. If you're thinking about listing your property, I never mind coming over and just giving advice on how to get it sold. If you're in a situation where you've got a property that you know is going to need a lot of work and just thinking about it stresses you out, we don't have to show the property. You don't have to worry about showing it. We can get it sold for you. And they're very lenient on giving you time to move out. And you don't have to worry about making repairs. And so it takes a lot off your plate if you have a situation like that, which I know there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I've got to sell maybe my grandmother's house. She passed away and she's got a lot of stuff in there and I just don't know what to do. Well, guess what? We're here to help. If you don't want to list the property as far as like listing it on the MLS and having people go and view, we can take care of you as well. But if you're thinking about listing your property, we definitely can take care of you no matter what and give you advice and go ahead and get that property sold for you. So once again, we are here to help. And then we have the teachers program, which is just a little bit different. It's going to give you how much, Becky, towards your
$7,500 down
for our teachers. Now, let me just share something with you I forgot to say. Now, if you to be considered a teacher and to use this program, you must be licensed full-time K through 12 public school classroom teacher in Nevada. All right. So you must be a licensed full-time K through 12 public school classroom teacher. Let me tell you, they deserve that money, honey.
Oh, yes, they do. And more.
After COVID, I said, my goodness. I started taking gift cards to all the teachers. God bless you. Here you go. Here's Starbucks on me for 3 months. Here you go. But yeah, we love you teachers out there. We love you. Absolutely appreciate you. And this, once again, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer if you are a teacher to take advantage of this. Both of these programs are 30-year fixed loans, okay? 30-year fixed interest rates, okay? Of course, if you refinance, that's different. You can always refinance. Does have to be your primary residence to take advantage of our down payment assistance programs. You guys keep that in mind. This is not to invest, not to build your portfolio. If you want to do that, I've got other ways, like my DSCR loan, where if you are retired or you are in a position where you can't really provide financials, we've got a program for you. All right. As long as a property can pay for itself, you don't have to show any bank statements, any tax forms or anything. I've got you covered. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the show, and we hope that you'll tune in next week. And listen, we appreciate every one of your referrals, and we appreciate each and every one of you that have trusted us to assist you in your real estate needs. Until we see you next week, or see you, well, I'd love to see you too. Until we hear from you, this is Monique and
Becky.
Have a blessed week, you guys.